My name is Janice Salkeld. I come from England. I've had the CCSVI liberation treatment. I was diagnosed with MS in June 2007. 8. Although the doctor suspected that I'd probably had it since about 1994, something like that. Because symptoms I presented with then were very obviously quite a bad MS attack, but at the time we didn't know and it wasn't diagnosed, and I had long periods of remission around that time, which would be years sometimes, or a year or more. And then over recent years the gaps of remission, it has changed. There's been a smaller gap and longer periods of being poorly with new symptoms as well.
Okay. And what made you decide to go outside of the UK for the surgery?
Simply because it's not available. We were led to believe that we could have travelled to Scotland to have the scans done, but trying to contact anybody was fruitless. We could not get in touch with anybody that we thought was dealing with it in Scotland. And so we realised that was a no-no, and certainly nobody from the MS Society will entertain the idea. They're not open to accepting that the CCSVI liberation and having the angioplasty is a good idea for MS patients. So we wanted to go somewhere that was doing it and had a good reputation and had done many liberations, yes.
And what made you choose for Aalst for the treatment?
Well, from a geography point of view, it was a shorter flight than considering to go to other areas. Plus we were very impressed with what we saw of the hotel on the web. The hospital, sorry, hotel. It didn't look like a hotel. So yes, that was good. Distance and obviously David researched the hospital, its reputation and the doctors there.
Yeah. How was the overall care at the hospital?
Oh, very good. Yes, we were very impressed. It's the nicest hospital experience I've ever had, though I've been lucky not to have many, but much, much nicer than we have at home. Very impressed with the building and the care, the efficiency. The overall atmosphere in the hospital was one of efficiency. Everything seemed to run like clockwork. Everybody was very pleasant. We even saw one of the nurses the following morning in town, and she saw me and she recognised me and she came and asked me how I was. I thought that was super. I thought that was lovely.
That's nice. What are your thoughts about Dr. Mane?
I liked him very much, yes, obviously. A very popular gentleman. He was constantly interrupted and people were wanting his expertise the whole time. Yes, he was fine. They were all very good. Even the anaesthetist came and chatted to me and came to visit me in the room afterwards to check to see. And I had a bad experience with anaesthesia once, and I told him the story and he assured me that it wouldn't be happening, which it didn't. And I've got to say that as far as general anaesthetics go, if you can ever say it was the nicest experience I've ever had, then that's what I would like to say, because it was just wonderful. I have no memory of going into the anaesthetic or coming out of it. I was just alert, and then I was alert again an hour and a half later, and just lovely. It was wonderful.
And the doctor answered all your questions you had?
Yes.
That's good. How was the concierge service?
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yes,
that was it just takes all the angst out of travelling and time watching and worrying about parking and all the things that can cause a lot of anxiety when you're going for a hospital appointment anyway. So yes, it was lovely to have everybody meet us and be around. It very relaxing.
What about the hotel?
It's fine. Main thing, when we arrived, we couldn't believe they don't serve food on a Friday, Saturday or Sunday. And when we arrived, obviously tired on Sunday, we couldn't have anything to eat. I thought that was most unusual, that they didn't do any food on a weekend. And the other thing, obviously, it's geared for local business people coming for conferences, meetings, etc. And there aren't really any areas apart from your room to sit anywhere comfortably. That would be my only criticism of the hotel.
Okay.
That it's not geared up for when we've stayed 5 nights. There aren't many areas we can go and relax in other than the room.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, fine, and the food's super and
And the
everybody's
room?
lovely. Yes, room's lovely. Yes.
What did World Med Assist do for you? Or is that more a question for your husband?
No, well, they've made it very easy because it was such a quick response from our first contacting them. When Jane rang us within a few hours, the first time David had sent an email. That's continued right through, and Jane's called us a couple of times here. And I think it was just knowing that people like yourself are going to be here for us physically to take us everywhere and be available for questions. So, you know, just delightful really. Everything's gone very smoothly.
Previous questions which he answered as well.
Oh yes, we did ask several questions about the procedure, statistics really about success rates and what have you, and everything was answered very efficiently, and that was important for us for peace of mind.
Would you tell to other patients your experience?
Oh, most definitely, yes. I mean, there was a lot of interest in the UK from medical people that we have connections with who had never heard of the CCSVI Liberation. So they're all very keen to see what happens with me and all wanting to hear how the experience has been, because they were fascinated, because they had no idea that this was available and it was being done. So it stirred up quite a bit of interest in medical people that we know at home.
So now after the surgery, do you feel some difference?
I do. I certainly feel stronger in my legs, and considering that's just a couple of days and I haven't slept a lot and you are tired after having anything done, I certainly have managed to walk around and cope with that, which is super. And then this problem I've had with my eyes has certainly improved within hours really of having it done, because all horizontal and vertical lines were affected and they were no longer straight, they were interrupted with zigzags, and that changed as soon as I came round. Rather than having a sharp line in the verticals and horizontals, it had gone to sort of a half an orange, rounded, it had softened, and then by the evening it had disappeared. And apart from a tiny little flicker occasionally, it's certainly gone.
That is good.
Well, no, but I didn't have the head pain all the time. The head pain would just come and go, sometimes, usually when I was very fatigued, and I've certainly not had the head pain. It's not a headache, it's a very specific pain that I had in the top of my head behind my right eye, and I certainly haven't had that either.
Oh, that's good. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you. It's been lovely to meet you, and you've been delightful.
Thank you.